Tonight, the Minnesota Senate takes action on police reform. We have more on their plans.
Plus, shutdown extended. Some miners on the Iron Range will be headed back to work later than expected.
And as people head to the beach, they're leaving things behind. We're hearing from Park Point residents and why they're concerned for their neighborhood.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Police reform continues, taking center stage across the country tonight.
That's right. And in the early morning hours today, the Minnesota Senate took action, passing a series of bills in the wake of George Floyd's death.
Before adjourning until Friday, they passed a number of police reform bills. One of them addresses officer preparedness, allocating about $5.5 million per year to increase training for things like crisis intervention. Another bill gives additional resources for officers to better manage stress. The key bill bans chokeholds and requires officers to speak up and report any excessive use of force. The Senate has 4 more bills waiting when it reconvenes on Friday. 2 have to do with police reform. They would change how use of force is reported and background checks for other police staff. Meanwhile, at the federal level, Republican lawmakers unveiled their plan to curb police violence called the Justice Act. It includes incentives for police departments to ban chokeholds, penalties for false reports, grant funding for body cameras, and makes lynching a federal hate crime. Congressman Pete Stauber, who represents Minnesota's 8th congressional district, is a co-sponsor on the bill. He's also a former Duluth police officer. Congressional Democrats unveiled their police reform proposal last week. It includes banning chokeholds, creating a national registry to track police misconduct, making it easier to hold officers accountable for misconduct, and banning certain no-knock warrants.
Around 650 Hibbing Taconite workers learned this week their layoff has been extended another month. According to the president of the United Steelworkers Local 2705, Chris Johnson, the layoff will now last until the week of July 26th. When HibTac first idled back on May 3rd, the company had planned to restart operations by July 6th. Johnson says union workers will be brought back the week of July 26th to prepare for a first full production day on August 6th. U.S. Steel's KeyTac and Cleveland Cliffs North Shore Mining have also been idled due to the economic fallout during the pandemic.
All right, let's head over to the weather with Alex Libby, who's filling in for Dave tonight. Beautiful day out there for a lot of people.
Yeah, the big thing today was another warm one. Yesterday we broke some records here in Duluth and Brainerd. Today, not so much, but we still had a very warm day. It also felt a little bit humid out there. Temperatures, high temperatures today got pretty warm. 85 degrees in Duluth, 93 in Brainerd, 88 in Big Fork, and 90 in Bemidji. So I mentioned it felt a little humid. Well, it wasn't oppressive. Oppressive dew points are 68 to around 75. Well, we were pretty humid over towards Bemidji and Baudette at 65 degrees. But here in Duluth, we weren't too bad. 57 on top of the hill, 52 down by the lake. And Wisconsin was relatively dry as well, with temperatures in the 50s. Satellite and radar is showing sunny skies over the Northland, but we do have some rain that we're tracking, and that rain, along with a cold front, is going to be entering our area for Thursday. But tonight, we will stay clear for most of the night. We'll have temperatures mild, around 65 on top of the hill. Lake a little bit cooler, around 55 degrees.
All right, thanks, Alex. Another warm day in Duluth means another busy day for beaches like Park Point. While the beaches are still open during the pandemic, budget impacts mean the city isn't able to fund park rangers, which has some Park Point residents concerned. CBS 3's Ryan Campos spoke with those residents today.
Kristen and Tony, some Park Point residents say compared to years past, they've seen more trash left out on the beaches and also more people drinking. The Park Point Community Club reps we spoke with today said they called on the city for help. They say the city responded quickly, adding an extra portable bathroom and moving trash pickup on the point to twice a week instead of once. While the community club reps say they are appreciated that the move, they are still calling on beachgoers to be more respectful of their neighborhood and pack out all the trash they bring in. Another Park Point resident we spoke with says she's fed up with what she's witnessed this year, which she said including someone throwing a dirty diaper into Lake Superior.
For Park Point residents, we do try to clean up after on the beach and clean up our own area. If not, try to walk down the beach and pick up as we go. But it gets kind of overwhelming after a while.
Deborah Burnick, who you just heard from there, says she's also seen beachgoers speeding up and down Minnesota Avenue on Park Point more than usual this year and is hopeful they will slow down. Now, there is no word on when park rangers will return to the beach area coming up at 10. We'll hear from those out on the beach today on how they are hoping to help out.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, Duluth is still dealing with the economic fallout from COVID-19 as well. According to Mayor Emily Larson, many of the tax revenue funds saw a large decrease in the month of April. That includes the hotel-motel tax, which was down 87% year to year. The food and beverage tax down 62%, and the sales tax, which is down 27%. Larson said it will be a while before the city recovers.
It is going to take us a very long time to get out of this hole because these revenue numbers do not just move forward and keep going.
Mayor Larson said she will be giving more details on what May's tax collection numbers look like at the city's overall budget and the city's overall budget impacts at Monday's City Council meeting.
Duluth leaders are hoping a change to several city titles will reflect a more inclusive community. Next week, the City Council will vote to change the title of Chief Administrative Officer to City Administrator. Duluth's Chief Financial Officer would be known as the Finance Director. The Council's vote could also mean more gender-inclusive language in the city charter. Mayor Emily Larson says she hopes this change would show how accommodating the city is.
We are dropping the name chief with intention and with purpose so that we have more inclusive leadership and less language that is rooted in hurt and offensive and intentional marginalization.
Mayor Larson says they're also working on how the police chief and fire chief titles could change. She says that conversation is a little more difficult since those titles carry professional affiliations.
New at 6, new data shows Minnesota and Wisconsin are leading the nation when it comes to people responding to the U.S. Census. Minnesota leads all states with a nearly 71% response rate. They're followed closely by Wisconsin, coming in at about 68%. Wisconsin is also home to the top 3 counties in the country for census responders. Those counties are all in the southeastern portion of the state. The once-a-decade national headcount began in March and April, with census forms and postcards appearing in mailboxes. For the first time, citizens can go online to respond to questions. You have through the end of October to be counted.
Wisconsin health officials are kicking off 2 new studies aimed at understanding where COVID-19 is impacting the state most. The first study, led by the University of Wisconsin, will determine the prevalence of COVID-19 antibodies throughout the state. The second study will test samples from wastewater treatment facilities in both urban and rural areas. Health officials hope that will help determine the concentration levels of the virus's genetic material found in sewage.
A Kansas-based group is suing the Wisconsin DNR, hoping to force a state to bring back in-person hunting education courses. The DNR canceled the courses as part of the stay-at-home order by Governor Tony Evers, which was issued in March. But the state Supreme Court struck the order down in May. Hunter Nation filed a lawsuit in Marathon County today, arguing that the DNR has no authority to cancel the classes since a stay-at-home order has been struck down. They claim that the state constitution guarantees residents the right to hunt.
Wisconsin elections officials are expected to give their final approval on mail-in voting today as they prepare to send absentee ballots to almost all registered voters before the November election. The Elections Commission previously voted unanimously in favor of sending the mailing to about 80% of registered voters, but they have not yet approved the letter that will accompany it. That was up for a vote today. The commission was considering prohibiting ballot harvesting. That's when outside groups help to return large numbers of absentee ballots. No word yet on that vote.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer applauded the actions of Michigan residents as the coronavirus numbers have dropped dramatically. The state had about 200 new cases reported today. She said despite the positive outlook, Michiganders still have to be vigilant.
What we want to avoid desperately is to Michigan to emulate what is happening in other states, where people have dropped their guard, where people have re-engaged in an unsafe manner, and where they see positive cases ramping back up.
Governor Whitmer added a task force is working to try to find the best way for schools to open back up. They're hoping to have a plan by the end of the month.
Target is permanently raising its hourly pay several months ahead of schedule. Starting next month, workers will have $15 an hour. That's $2 more than what they're making now. Target originally planned to make this increase by the end of the year, but decided they'll stick with the raise they gave employees at the start of the pandemic.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, in high demand, how a local maternity home is serving moms in need.
And we ended today 14 degrees above average. No rain. We desperately need rain. 2 inches below average for the month. Near 6 inches below average for the year. I'll track some rain coming up in weather.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez on CBS3.
Keep scrolling. Order food. Skim headlines. Order shoes. Use AutoSend for flowers. Use AutoSend for birthdays. Don't go outside. Don't go outside. Don't leave the phone behind. No sync. Don't blink. Don't think. Don't ever let yourself feel this alive. Breathe. Ride.
On the next Game On. Nicole Byer! So, Nicole, how is your sporting knowledge?
Pretty bad.
Not only do we have Big Poppy, we also have Bigger Poppy.
We're going to teach you guys how to do this.
That might take more than one day.
I got 3 Super Bowl rings. You don't think I can twirl a ribbon?
I hope Tom Brady ain't watching this.
Game On. New episode tonight on CBS.
We want to say thank you.
Thank you.
To the first responders. Thank you.
To the truck drivers.
And delivery people. Thank you. Thank you. To the doctors.
The nurses. And all the hospital workers.
The grocery store workers.
The janitors.
And sanitation workers.
Show them kindness, patience, and gratitude. They are the real heroes.
Thank you for all of your bravery and hard work.
Thank you all.
I don't believe there's another meteorologist in this area who has the experience and years that Dave has.
He's an Ely guy, he's local, he's been here.
His experience, that's something that's really special to CBS3.
He's just like this bastion of knowledge. He remembers everything.
Get to know Dave Anderson weekday nights on Live, local, CBS3.
Dude! You gonna pick that up? Because there's no poop fairy to do that for you. See? Take these. They're not just poop bags. They're pride bags. Because you're doing the right thing for your neighbors and for the health of the whole watershed. Gotta fly. There's a Chihuahua cranking one out in Leicester right now. There is no poop fairy.
Mariah Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the DW crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on social media and discoverwisconsin.com for behind-the-scenes content and great Wisconsin giveaways, including a chance to win a free vacation. This week's featured prize package could take you to Baraboo. Just visit discoverwisconsin.com for details.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live, local, CBS3 Duluth. CBS3 weather is brought to you by LifeView Glaucoma Center.
Current temperatures across the region are really warm. Warmest to the west, as you can see over my shoulder. Fargo's 96 degrees, and that's expecting to come here tomorrow morning. So we're not going to be seeing temperatures that warm in the morning, but we're going to be seeing a lot more humid conditions tomorrow morning. We're going to have humidity levels, dew points in the mid-60s, and that's what happens. When you have a cold front, the warmest and humidest air is right out in front of it, and then you have thunderstorms, and then behind it you have the nice, cool, and dry air. Cold front will be over our area for Thursday. It's going to interact with western communities like International Falls, Bemidji, Grand Rapids earlier in the day on Thursday. But then in the afternoon, it will arrive here in Duluth, and we'll see an 80% chance of some pretty powerful storms. Some of them could see hail and even some very strong winds. So keep your eye to the sky for Thursday. Friday, that won't be the case. We're going to have very nice, sunny, partly cloudy to mostly sunny weather. Temperatures around 75 degrees here in Duluth, and it will be warm by the lake. We're going to have a west wind, and that will give us warmer temperatures even here in Canal Park. Saturday, very similar case, but a lake breeze is a possibility. We could have cooler temperatures by the lake, Mid-70s up on top of the hill, likely to be a little bit cooler in the lake as we have this high pressure directly overhead. Winds will be very light, so that's why I'm forecasting a lake breeze for Saturday. Futurecast, we're looking at the temperatures. I mean, this is the wind. We got the wind direction and wind speed. As you can see, it's out of the south in the morning hours on Thursday. We have the cold front with the rain and thunderstorms along it, and that will interact with our weather in the morning hours, areas to the west. And as you can see, by around 7 p.m., areas in Duluth and further to the east towards Solon Springs, even Ashland, seeing some pretty heavy rain with some thunder and lightning, and also hail is a possibility Thursday afternoon. Friday, the cold front has passed us, and as you can see, the winds are out of the northwest, and that means warmer by the lake. So if you live down by the lake and you've been tired of being a little bit cooler lately, well, you're in luck for Friday, and that will last also into Saturday. We're going to be seeing warmer temperatures by the lake. Forecast for tonight, well, we're going to be staying very warm. You can thank that to our south wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Also a chance for a shower and thunderstorm far western locations, International Falls and Grand Rapids, but likely just seeing cloudy skies tonight. For Wisconsin, we're seeing clear skies. Very clear, but also staying warm into the low 60s. Tomorrow, a warm day. Another warm one for Wisconsin. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Not the case in Minnesota. We're going to be a little bit cooler with cloudy skies, thunderstorms, and the chance for hail and strong winds like I mentioned. So we're going to see on our 7-day forecast, we'll finally have this system move out. If I can get my clicker to work. Oh, went past it. We're having a little trouble. I'll try to get back to my 7-day forecast. I'll get back to my computer, actually. I'll show it right here. Sorry about this. Jeez. Well, the 7-day forecast, I have it memorized. We're having some problems here, Tony. I'm sorry about that. But 7-day forecast, we're going to have a very nice weather Friday, Saturday. Father's Day on Sunday, we're going to be seeing a 20% chance for a shower, but it'll still be a nice day. And then also pretty mild temperatures into next week.
So hot, our technology is failing. Huh?
Yeah, I know.
Thanks, Alex. A Duluth maternity home serving moms in need is hoping to keep their program going.
It comes after their first year of business showed some very high demand in the area. CBS3's Leanne Valdez spoke with Star of the North Maternity Home and has the details.
It's been a good year of building and learning what to do and not to do.
Star of the North Maternity Home is celebrating its 1-year anniversary. The program helps new homeless mothers find themselves and build sustainable lives through a 4-phase program.
A whole mind, body, spirit focus.
A program that they say is in demand in our area.
Knew there was demand. We didn't know how much there would be.
In the past year, Star of the North Maternity has helped 8 mothers, but a total of 42 women applied.
Majority are some of the safe haven we've taken referrals from with domestic abuse. We've also had people working with women that are come out of opioid addiction.
Board Chair Susan McLernan is hoping to transform more lives, but admits they need help.
It's hard not to move. It is complex for these women to navigate our system, and anything we can do to make it easier for the women, instead of them having to chase everywhere, has been, I think, one of our goals, and we need to keep working on that.
The program held a banquet in May that had to be made virtual because of COVID-19. They raised $28,000 of their $50,000 goal.
So that money is used to keep the house running. So we use it for food, for the staff to be here 24/7, for education.
McLernan hopes they'll be able to find more funding elsewhere. She adds the journey for the mothers and the facility this past year hasn't been easy, but it's worth it.
Yeah, it really, I see it working. It's really fun.
The program is also looking to expand its space. Their lease is up next February. The program is taking donations of all types of items. If you'd like to learn more, you can log on to our website.
In sports, hear from Superior native Brandon Meyer upon signing his pro contract. Kelly has the story coming up.
Northwest Outlet is open for business. Now save up to 40% off store-wide.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
At Lift Pro International, we have custom designed and fabricated lifting, weighing, and rigging solutions for more than 40 years. With a worldwide presence and reputation, we need world-class insurance to match. This is why we trust Cindy of Vernon Insurance to make sure we're fully covered no matter where in the world we're doing business.
Protect your home, vehicle, or business, and your peace of mind. Call Cindy at Vernon Insurance today.
At Super One Foods, we go to great measures to deliver you with top quality meat every day. Try our Smithfield boneless pork steak for only $1.99 per pound and get boneless beef bottom round steak for just $4.44 per pound. Plus, we provide the best of the best in fresh produce. Get Washington Extra Large Northwest cherries for $3.99 per pound and 6 ounces of Driscoll's blackberries for just $1.66. Through all that we do, we've got you in mind. Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
Get a great deal on the Kubota L-Series tractor. Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. With a powerful Kubota diesel engine and dependable gear or HST transmission, it's ready to take on your toughest projects. Get an L-Series tractor for 0 down and 0% APR for 60 months, plus save up to $1,600.
No one serves you better than Bullet Implement.
Hello, I'm John Lawyer, the owner of Lawyer Cleaning and Disaster Restoration. We know you are worried about the coronavirus, and we are too. As a first response business, we are prepared to protect our employees and customers. We also realize that if your property has a fire or flood, it cannot wait. We have protective PPE and hospital-grade disinfectants to kill coronavirus, along with other infectious disease. If you experience a disaster in your home or business, Lawyer Cleaning and Disaster Restoration will be here to help. Thank you.
Reclaim your life today in the face of anxiety, depression, or thoughts of suicide at Ketamine North Infusion. In our safe spaces, we want to ensure you a better quality of life with our low-dose IV ketamine infusions. Ketamine North Infusion. Be well with us.
Newmy Jewelers is having a Neighbors Helping Neighbors event. We are partnering with the Superior YMCA to help those in need. When you bring in an item for donation, you will receive 25% off any in-stock finished jewelry. Newmy Jewelers thanks you for shopping local.
For 50 years, family-owned Crenson has proudly been serving the Twin Ports and surrounding communities. We make the vehicle buying process simple, straightforward, and stress-free. Drive away in a 2020 Honda CR-V today with 1.9% financing for 60 months or 2.9% financing for 72 months. We're open. Stop in any time, or if you prefer, call for a no-contact appointment for sales or service. Visit us online for our complete inventory listing. Crenson, 2 locations, 1 great team.
For his entire life, Brandon Meyer has called the Twin Ports home, growing up in Superior and then going on to play 4 years of basketball at the University of Minnesota Duluth. Now, for the first time, he's on to something new. Meyer signed a 1-year contract to play professional basketball with Lahti Basketball in Finland. He signed with Overtime International Sports back in April and says that his agent, Duncan, set up a deal with Lahti. It'll be a big step and a big adjustment for him, but he feels like the Northland prepared him well.
At the end of the day, whether you're in America or in Europe, the ball is still round and the hoop is still a circle. So I think that a lot of the game will translate over. I think I'm just blessed and fortunate to be able to keep playing basketball. I know that when it comes to college, sometimes the senior year can be the last year. And a lot of times competitive basketball might be done. So every year now that I keep playing basketball, it's all just bonus. So it's the game that I love. And for me, it won't really feel like a job.
And for now, Lahti is still set on having a season starting in October. Meyer says there is a chance he'll have to quarantine when he gets there, but right now he's planning on heading over on September 1st. We'll have more with Meyer tonight in the CBS3 News at 10. There is a new college hockey conference in town. That would be the Central Collegiate Hockey Association that has been introduced this week, housing 7 schools that previously resided in the Western Collegiate Hockey Association. Longtime UMD fans will know the old WCHA well. Longtime WCHA fans will also know the name Don Lucia as well. Lucia, the winningest coach in Minnesota Golden Gopher hockey history, has been named the CCHA commissioner. commissioner. He's one of the most decorated and successful coaches in college hockey history. Aside from coaching the Gophers to 2 national championships in 2002 and 2003, he spent time at the helm at the University of Alaska Fairbanks and Colorado College. The Grand Rapids native takes over as the commissioner to a group of schools that have decided to leave their current conference in order to hopefully start something new.
I think the commitment level, and I think that's always the case. You have to have like-minded institutions trying to compete at the absolute highest levels. And I think these 7 institutions have made that clear that that's their intention. And they're putting the resources behind their program in order to try to compete at certainly at the NCAA level and ultimately to try to win a national title.
Right now, there are 7 member schools in the CCHA, and the goal is to hopefully get to 8.
7 teams can work, but if we can get that 8th team, obviously that would be extremely important. It has to be the right fit. There has to be a strong commitment to their hockey program, because I think that's something that's very evident with the 7 members of the CCHA. And that was one of the questions that I asked them, why are they forming this league? And it was very obvious the commitment that they all have to their hockey programs.
The CCHA will begin play as a conference in 2021. Next season, Lucia says it'll be all about planning, staffing the conference, and figuring out how they can make the game of college hockey even better. That's going to do it for sports for now. We'll have more here back at 10. Kristen and Tony, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Well, coming up tonight at 10, Minnesota Power announced plans to triple solar energy use across its coverage region in northern Minnesota. In May, the Minnesota Public Utility Commission asked state utilities to look at projects they could speed up to put people back to work. Today, Minnesota Power said it will be accelerating 3 new solar projects. The company plans on adding 20 megawatts of solar energy to their system through a $40 million investment. We'll explain how this could help spur the local economy tonight on the CBS3 News at 10.
A snapping turtle was given another shot at life last week after 2 Madison police officers helped it cross the road.
Here's video of that rescue, and you can see the officer carrying it across the road. The turtle's shell was reportedly freshly scraped. The officer said it appeared the turtle had already been scraped by a car. Apparently, the officer tried a couple of different ways of moving the snapper before just bravely picking it up and carrying it across the road.
I don't know
Save
that
the turtle.
I would want to carry a snapping turtle across the road. Yikes.
Brave.
Yeah. Alex, we got that 7-day figured out?
Yeah, I'm putting the clicker over to the side so I don't click it too many times.
Sounds good.
The 7-day forecast is a pretty nice one. It's a very summer-like forecast. We'll have temperatures around 80 degrees tomorrow with the thunderstorm, so definitely keep an eye to the sky tomorrow. Friday, Saturday, those are my pick of the week. Nicest days of the week, 75 about each day, partly cloudy skies and not humid at all. Very dry conditions. Father's Day, don't forget about Dad, 77 degrees with a 20% chance for a shower and mostly cloudy skies. And next week we are tracking a few chances for rain, but we really need the rain. We're, like I mentioned earlier, well below average for this time of year and even seeing some moderate drought conditions.
All right, thanks, Alex. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 10.